you doing?
Good, you?
Good to have you back and blending in with the backdrop here.
I just noticed I picked the wrong shirt for this video interview.
Are you telling me this wasn't planned?
Nope. No.
You didn't come and scout this out in advance?
It's like an old age test signal for the TVs. I don't know if is that before your time?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
that's much beyond. But for those of you that don't know, Marko and I worked together at our previous shop, and he has recently joined Ingenii within the last few weeks. So we're super excited to have him on board as our Chief Technology Officer. Last few weeks, you've been buried in the tech, buried with the guys, really elbows deep in the roadmap and the planning and all of that kind of stuff. So it'd be useful to understand from your perspective. I mean, these guys have heard me talk at length now about my vision, the future where we're looking to take things. But how do you envision, I guess Ingenii scaling with a lot of the disruptive technologies that are coming out here? And why are you passionate about the disruptive stuff?
Yep. No, so the passion for the disruptive stuff, obviously, it's to make a seismic change to how something's done, and not just be incremental and small efficiencies, but actually be revolutionary in the marketplace. And I think Ingenii has great opportunity here to be that disruptor to how data engineering is done, and provide solutions and accelerators for both the end users and the service providers, consultants, and so on, providing services to the end users to get users up within hours, not days, weeks, months. Having that complex data platform available for use pretty much on a turnkey.
And how are you seeing, because we've had this come up a lot in conversations, I think, is how are you seeing the difference from what Ingenii, if you know nothing about data platforms, you know nothing about data engineering, how is Ingenii different than if you think of Snowflake and Databricks and all those big guys out there that are doing data or in the data space? What are we doing differently?
So there is an element of using some of these existing solutions out there, but how it's being built together, how it's being presented to the user, there is an extra layer, and this is where I think the vision of going to a no-code type of solution really comes into play. Having that ease of access to the analysts, to the non-technical users out there, to be able to get in, start playing with the data, start exploring it, start using it without having to worry about any of the back-end building blocks or different integrations that need to happen to make it work. And that's really key, and that's where we can add massive amount of value.
Yeah, no, that definitely makes a lot of sense. And I think that there's an interesting kind of transformation happening, because I think everyone is realizing now they need to have a data strategy, right? They realize they need to be thinking about this in some way, shape, or form, but they don't always know how they're approaching it, right? So I think that one thing that excites me personally is, Ingenii is very much solving for the now, right? We're solving for the pain points that are now, but we're also aligning with the technologies and the things that are coming down the pipe in a way that it can easily be consumed. Can you talk a little bit more about the quantum technologies and the AI and machine learning, and where do we see this evolving on behalf of the end user?
Yep. I mean, let's just take quantum for a start. That's still a few years out, but firms are already starting to plan for it. There's still a lot more to be done in terms of the hardware working, the actual logic behind it working in a robust way compared to the classical, but there are solutions ready to be deployed in terms of the logic and the algos that could work with it to make it happen. So let's think about that as a down the line, but plan for it now and build the building blocks around it to make sure that when it does mature, when it does come up to parity with classical computing, we can make use of it, and we can actually deploy it in an environment that users are already familiar with and can ramp up into that quantum type of computational environment that makes sense.
It's not reinventing the wheel or having to spin up whole entire engineering teams.
It is a different mindset as well, trying to think about it, but let's present it in a way that it actually solves and makes it easier for the users. So again, that comes back to the revolutionary versus evolutionary. That will be a huge paradigm shift just in itself. Being able to do quantum kind of workloads is going to change a lot of the world that we know as of now.
Yeah. It's exciting.
So we're trying to be that disruptor and trying to build the tools around that to make sure that end users, clients are able to consume it in a rapid, accelerated way.
And there's so much coming down the pipe. Well, The next steps as far as the platform, as some of you might have seen from the other updates, is really finalizing the user interface and getting the full kind of MVP packaged up. We're working with a few clients right now to get them onboarded, and really fine-tuning the rest of the roadmap. So we're going to learn a lot from the client feedback over the next quarter and really integrate that into where we're taking the platform moving forward. We welcome any feedback if anyone has any ideas or wants to check out the platform and demo it, but otherwise we'll keep you posted.